All right, welcome back to another episode of Fan Therapy. Getting ready for the Eagles this Sunday. I know I just put up the Chelsea flag behind me. Ooh, this way I kind of got to get used to that. I put the Chelsea flag up behind me, even though it's the Eagles episode. Kind of just putting stuff up. Didn't like how it looked, and then when I tried to take it down, left a mark there. So I have to cover up the Chelsea flag today, but we are talking about the Eagles getting ready for the Packers this Sunday, first round of the playoffs. Yeah, have overall a great season with some ups and downs. Beginning of the year, were we gonna fire our coach from the jump? Was he the guy for the job? Quickly showed us that our coach definitely was right. Nick Sirianni was the man for the job. He was able to kind of implement all these new pieces, coordinators, players, star players, rookies, and in between into a great roster. Him, Howie, Vic Fangio, Kellen Moore, yeah, all coming together with a bunch of others to put together a great roster that really had a great year this year, um, leading us to a playoff berth. Number two seed, I believe, weren't able to get that one seed from the really good Lions team this year. Strange to say, but probably got to get used to saying it as they're a great team. But we're a great team too, and we're heading into the playoffs as such with that number two seed, as I said, to face the Packers. I think that the Packers are a great team, and I do feel confident that even though that they are one of the better kind of teams, I think they're arguably better than all the teams seated above them until you kind of reach the point of us and the Lions. I do feel the AFC side is a bit stronger, but there are so many tricky offenses on this NFC side. That we're gonna have to get through the gauntlet to hopefully reach the Super Bowl, but not getting ahead of ourselves at all, as we have a really huge challenge in front of us. And the Packers, and kind of start off with kind of what really worries me about this matchup. Not too much of our skills, but obviously we're in the playoffs now. Every opponent is a good opponent, and the Packers are no different. And looking at the Packers game, I'm just a little nervous as I have a lot of respect for their offense. Caleb Love, Josh Jacobs, they have a great offensive line, a great offensive minded coach. And I think that honestly, with like I said, one of the best running backs in the league, is a smart quarterback, great run game. They can really kill time. They're a hard team to get a lead back on just based off that running ability and smart decision making. And yeah, they have just some tricky kind of elements to their team that kind of poses some threats to us. I think Eagles fans are very used to kind of the slower starts that we have throughout the year. Unfortunately, that was rather the case kind of through the end of the season. Maybe a few games here or there we had better starts in the beginning. None are coming to honestly to mind right now. But yeah, they're a quick start team. They ranked fourth this year in first quarter points, while we ranked in the 20, I believe 21st. We were in the low 20s. When I was looking into it. But yeah, I think that's the main thing that really just scares me about this matchup, is that we cannot start off slow. They're known, not even that, because for our own sakes, but they're known for starting off quicker, and kind of their elements of their team with their good offensive line and their smart quarterback play makes it hard to get these leads back. So kind of just knowing what our faults were, even though there weren't too many to kind of pick at, every mistake is going to matter so much more in this playoff setting. So really being careful in that first quarter. We're going to have Hurts, who really didn't play in the last two games with that concussion. He came out very early in the one where he received the concussion. I believe it might have been the first drive. I believe the first quarter. So Hurts is coming off some time off. Which honestly we've seen, obviously this is college football, but we've seen proven to not be so good. Obviously these are professional players, but it is a concussion, which is kind of an injury which hard to grade the quality the player will come back. And being that he is a quarterback, and it's kind of teams know the best way to combat Jalen Hurts' abilities, it's to blitz him a lot. That means he's going to have to take in a lot of information and have to act on it very quickly. So hopefully we'll be able to use Saquon and just scheme up something to get Jalen just to ease into the game very comfortably, and just use Saquon. Kenny Gainwell has kind of started coming on in his own with some kind of runs to supplement what Saquon is doing here or there, but really just using those elements of the team to really just help Jalen ease into this game, I think will be very important and very helpful for us. I think I think those are the key elements to kind of the beginning of the game there that will kind of help us, give us a recipe for success from the start, and then hopefully we can open up the game and start hitting AJ Brown. And being a fan of a team with high expectations going in this year, especially with kind of Philadelphia specifically, just the ups and downs as an organization that we do have, I think it's just very, very important just to have that mindset of what our standards are, which is winning the Super Bowl this year, and understanding that we are coming up against literally the best of the best now, the most trickiest offenses, the trickiest defensive schemes that we'll see, and any little mistake can really put us out. So it's really, really challenging to be a fan during these times, going into these games, and it's just really up to the team to really just perform. These single elimination situations are really crazy in professional sports. And yeah, any little mistake can really do it. And I think we really can see where our struggles will come from and how this game will be a challenge. And that's if we don't really come out firing in that first quarter. So Eagles, Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, Saquon, AJ Brown. As an Eagles fan, just here is my heart. Do with it what you will. Please just get us this win. And just, I need to see the Birds in the bowl again. So hopefully we get this first step done Sunday, and I come to you guys next week talking about, I believe, the Commanders or the Bucks. So hopefully we'll reach that point in the season. Let me know if you guys think the Eagles will do it below in the comments. Yeah, and peace. Thank you.